Welcome back to Coach Bill's Sports Show. As always, I'm Coach Bill. Thank you for joining us today. We're diving into another idea, call them ideas, for college football and how to handle the expanding footprint of college football and what might or may not be best for the sport as a whole. So today's idea is a little out there, not going to lie to you. So I sat down and was writing down, future college football ideas for the Power 5, maybe the Power 4. If the Pac-12 does die, like I was talking about in previous video, how could we keep this wonderful baby that we call college football together? And happened to be watching a soccer game as it happened. And I thought, what about the Premier League? How they do it? A little bit bastardized for college football, but let's take a look at theirs. So I sat down and was like, all right, here's my Power 5. I got ACC, SEC, Big 10, Big 12, Pac-12, right? All right, cool. Where are my group of 5? Central USA, Sun Belt, MAC, American, Mountain West. These kind of pair up nicely. So sat down, paired them up. ACC with Central USA, SEC with the Sun Belt, Big 10 with the MAC, Big 12 with the American, Pac-12 with the Mountain West, right? Said, okay. All right, now that I got pairings, what would this look like? So if you're the bottom team for the, let's use the SEC and the Sun Belt, okay? If you're the bottom team for the SEC, I think that was Vanderbilt this past year. Texas A&M or Vanderbilt was bottom team past year. Okay? You have to play a game against the champion of the Sun Belt. So you have to play what would have been Troy this past year. In a game, neutral site, see who gets to stay in the SEC or join the SEC and who goes to the Sun Belt. It's a winner-take-all game. Winner, you go into the SEC. Loser, Sun Belt. Easy as pie, right? So I started looking at it a little bit more. What kind of benefits does this give this sport? What kind of intrigue does this give? So it makes every game matter again. If you are Vanderbilt, you don't want to go 2 wins and have to play in this. 3 wins and have to play in this game. If you're at the bottom of the league, you're going to have this game you've got to play. I think not only does it build more competition every week in the Power 5, but it makes the group of 5 stronger and gives them something to shoot for. So if I'm the champion, I'll use Troy. I won the Sun Belt. I've got a shot to go join the SEC to show them I belong. That works. If I'm Troy, I'm excited about that. So I started to think about it a little bit more and realized one of the issues that you would run into is the television, the financial side of it. But I have a solution for that. If the teams, the conferences, partnered together as a bundle deal for let's say ESPN, ABC, whoever, and sold themselves as a bundle for more money, you could split the money however you want to split it. 60-40 between the conferences, 70-30, however you want to split it. They're smart enough people to figure out how to do that. But let's say we'll use the SEC and the Sun Belt. We'll use the 60-40. If you are the SEC, if you're an SEC school that season, you get 60% of all the money that we brought in for the television stuff. If you're a Sun Belt, you get 40%. It's divided up between the teams in your conference, right? So for easy math, right, we got There's 16 teams in the SEC, and I think there's 14, so it's 30 teams total, right? So let's take $200 million a year, right? Okay. Give that 60%. It's 120 million. Divided by 16 teams, that's $7.5 million. That's low. Obviously, that's low. So my numbers are off. But we'll use it as math, right? Okay. So going back to the 200, so it's $7.5 million if you are an SEC school, and then you're looking at what's 80 million divided by 14, roughly about 5.7 million. Let's call it 5.7 million for the lower schools. Obviously, how that breaks down makes me think it'll probably end up in like a 70-30, 75-25, but you get more money for being in this top echelon. And you get a little bit more money because you're partnered with them, but you still get the money for being in a lower echelon. So you're not falling off the race, but it becomes a little bit harder to keep up, which it already is. But if you've got a team and you've got a buy-in and you've got the potential to do it, the storylines write themselves. I know no idea is perfect, but I feel like this adds some intrigue and expands the footprint of every league. Whether that is the Pac-12 and giving them a chance to survive, gives them a chance to survive the upcoming expansion stuff, and it gives them a chance to recruit in kind of a feeder program for themselves. But for like ACC, you expand your footprint into Alabama, Louisiana, Tennessee, Texas, and Kentucky by grabbing the Central USA as your quote unquote your partner conference, your feeder conference, whatever you want, whatever they end up calling it. And all that does is help. It helps you when you go into communicating and working out deals. There's a lot of little stuff that helps to bring it in. And then, if you combine it with the 12 team, okay, combine it with the 12 team playoff, giving each of the Power 5 champions a guaranteed slot into that 12 team, it builds the fact that every game matters again. I didn't like the BCS and like letting computer systems and writers decide who is our national champ. But what it did do is it made it so if you lost a game, you were essentially out of the running. It put the emphasis on every single game. I think expanding it to this style, this idea, does the same thing. Again, it's not perfect. Nothing ever is. Nothing ever will be perfect. But it's an idea. It's something to talk about. So let's talk about it. Get in the comments. Let's discuss. Let's see. What did I miss? Is it a good idea? Is it a bad idea? Am I crazy? Let's talk about it. Let's have a conversation. Thank you for watching. As always, please like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. And until next time, I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Ready,